Welcome to Taste of Change. I'm Dr. Irina Koles, and today we'll make crispy Hanukkah sweets. We'll use light buckwheat flour to keep it low glycemic, eggs, milk, fructose, and a little bit of salt, and we'll make it fried dessert. So let's start with eggs. Hanukkah is all about sweets and meals fried in oil. Why? Because miraculously, the amount of oil which supposed to last only one night lasted 8 nights. That's why it happened. Miracle. So expect miracles. We need 2 eggs, 1 tablespoon of fructose, just a little bit dash of salt. Mix it together. And the recipe is very simple. But yes, when people hear about Hanukkah sweets, wow, they're full of sugar, they are so fatty. So I want to show you that actually you can enjoy all these wonderful desserts and keep your weight and keep your body healthy. We are not using sugar, you are not using white flour. So eggs with fructose, now just 1 tablespoon and salt. 1 tablespoon of milk, and 1 cup of this flour. You see, usually buckwheat flour is brown, right? The regular buckwheat flour. But this one is light. It's a little bit different in even texture. And I love using this because the product, mostly for desserts definitely, because the dough is crispy, kind of crispy, and the results are also, like if you want something crispy, this flour is the best to use. Well, of course, at this point we need to start mixing it by hand, and actually this is it. These are accompaniments. So at this point, let's start mixing it, and actually it has very nice consistency. Here I put 1 cup of flour, but I see that it is not enough because the dough shouldn't be on my hands, it should stay there. So I add for now 1 tablespoon and see how it works. Never afraid to step out of the recipe. If you see that it is not, that you are not getting results, how it is shown in the video, feel free to add flour or something. You see, now it is getting better and better. It happens to me also because the recipe, who created the recipe, it is like there are different flours, even the same flour. It is different manufacturers and different ovens and lots of details. So don't be afraid to make some adjustments to get good results. So the goal is to cut like cookies, to cut out of this dough. So it should be like this. And I put it also on the board so it doesn't glue to the board. Similar things we used to make in Russia when I was growing up. It's called chvorst. Chvorst, it is kind of little branches, little dry branches. So they are crispy. So this cookie was, it's not cookie, but dessert was called like this. Okay, I think this is the good texture of the dough. I'll fold it again so it holds. Roll it in, and you see how nice it is, how the texture is so pleasant. It's just the pleasure to work with this. It is very nice consistency, very nice texture of this dough. Well, it should not be thick. It should be actually pretty thin. So I'll do my best. Now we are going to cut Hanukkah topics, things like for cookies, but we are not going to make cookies. We'll fry it in deep oil, and this oil will be what? Right, olive oil. It can be also avocado oil, by the way. Avocado oil is very close by its chemical structure to olive oil. It is also wonderful with full of non-saturated fats. So it is actually very similar to this. I found avocado oil is better maybe for salads because it has some taste, like vegetable taste, which I don't find in olive oil. We'll add some hearts because we love Hanukkah and we love this holiday. You see how thin it is? It is maximum, maybe, I don't know, maybe quarter, maybe fifth part of inch. After cutting several figures, we need to continue because the dough, there is more dough which is in between the cutters. Yes, maybe I'll make it a little bit fat, thicker. Okay, let's do menorah. Let's do hearts. Another thing about these flowers, like not white flowers, it's a good idea to wait a little bit to let all ingredients incorporate. So with white flour, it takes, or maybe it doesn't take any time at all. But with substitute as oatmeal flour, in our case light buckwheat flour, we do require, it requires some time. Okie doke. Now, if you like this dessert and want to cook it not just for Hanukkah, you can do this. You can roll the dough and cut something, whatever you want, and make like something like this or something like even this. This looks usually nice. So we'll do it also. Or little donut. So kids can do it and play with this. Okay. So we have pretty decent amount of different shapes. So now it's time to make them, to fry them. The olive oil I heat, it should be very hot, high temperature. So in this top it happens very fast. It is getting hot very fast. So the oil is hot. So let me start placing our shapes there. And prepare up front the paper. You see, now it is too hot. Let me turn it, and I'll reduce the temperature now. So if it was 10, now I'm making it 7. But it should be hot oil. You see, they make very, very fast. Very fast. So I remove them on a paper towel so the extra oil stays on this. It's dessert. It's not the appetizer or something like this to have extra oil. You see, it is getting bigger. Our cookies, whatever, well, let's call them cookies. Now I'm reducing temperature, but again, it all depends on your top of your stove, because some of them are weak, some are strong, some. Oh, look at this beautiful heart. You can take a big skillet and put like 2 pounds of oil there. But I prefer to make it on a small one. It is also easier to have control over this. They are very cute. Well, don't want them to be brown. I think this will be better. Yeah, these are nice, not burnt. Savivon. Okay, more savivon. Yes, cooking in deep oil can be a little bit tricky because it is very hard to maintain the same temperature, because as soon as you put there something, the temperature drops. So the temperature drops, then you add it, then the temperature is going to be higher. So you should just control the situation. After being in the deep oil and on the paper towel, I removed our dessert to the serving plate. The only thing left is sprinkle with the powder. I grind a little bit fructose in a grinder, and we can do it. Oh, it's so cool. Look at this. Wonderful. If you want, you can also add cinnamon. Not all people like it, but we'll add a little bit for those who likes, for the half. Well, it was my pleasure to make something sweet for Hanukkah, actually traditional Hanukkah meal, which is in deep oil. And I wish happy Hanukkah to all my lovely friends and family in Israel, especially in this horrible time you're going through. And so it's my privilege to give you something sweet and nice so you can sweeten your life. Happy Hanukkah, and you can find the recipe at weightdestiny.com and watch videos there, and also at ActonTV.org. Hag Hanukkah Sameach.